Hello everyone and welcome to SAP TechEd 2020. My name is Georgi Mladenov and I'm the product owner of SAP Task Center Fiori app. My co-presenter would be Ivan Vasev.
Hello everybody, I'm Ivan Vasev, the product owner of SAP Task Center kernel service, and I will be giving you some technical details on the service itself. Back to you, Georgi.
Let us introduce you to Central Workflow Inbox as a key intelligent enterprise quality. You see the agenda right now. We're going to provide a brief overview of SAP Cloud Platform Extension Suite. After that, you will learn more about SAP Task Center. We're going to show a demo, some technical details, timelines, and last but not least, related SAP TechEd sessions and contact information. Let me bring your attention to SAP Cloud Platform Extension Suite. Before we talk about Extension Suite itself, we need to take a short look at SAP Cloud Platform. On the diagram, we can certainly say that SAP Cloud Platform consists of two main areas, the Integration Suite and the Extension Suite. On the left-hand side, you see the cloud systems out there in the world, may it be SAP Cloud System or non-SAP Cloud System. On the right-hand side, you see the on-premise systems, SAP systems like S/4HANA and S/4 Enterprise Suite, for instance. But it could be also a non-SAP system. In the Integration Suite, we make sure that you have the right data at the right time in the right system, whenever you need that. The Extension Suite builds on top of Integration Suite, leveraging already existing data and make sure that the user experience is as we would like it. And the right tools and business processes are in place. But I would like to emphasize two more things here. First of all, the Extension Suite comes with best run methodologies and guidance for the customers how to create good user experience and process integration. So we do not just put the tools in place, but we also provide the guidance for the customers to leverage all those tools and services and to achieve their goals much faster. Then on the right-hand side, you see the ready-to-use business content. So the SAP Cloud Platform is not just a set of tools, it also provides ready-to-use business content that help you to extend and integrate in the best and fastest possible way. If we take a closer look at SAP Cloud Platform Extension Suite, we see three main pillars on the diagram. On the left-hand side, you see the digital experience. This is all the tools and services that helped you to create engaging user experience for your customers. From a technology point of view, it's all the technologies, how you build web applications, mobile applications, and conversational bots, for instance. On the right-hand side then, you see the digital process automation. It contains all the tools and services that help you to build, adapt, and get an overview of the current state for all the processes. The third main pillar in the center of the diagram is development efficiency. This is the tool set and the area where you could find the development and low-code tools, which helps you to build in digital experience on the one hand and digital process automation on the other. The extension is a thing on top which enhances given system without impairing system functions. That means we build an artifact on top of given system which extends the scopes and the functionality without modifying the original system content. Let me introduce you to SAP Task Center. The SAP Cloud Business Group, SAP Concur, SAP Ariba, SAP SuccessFactors, and SAP Fieldglass delivers best-in-class features and functionalities across their product portfolio to help the customers in cost saving, risk mitigation, operation efficiency, and best-in-class user experience. Even though these solutions bring great customer value, it's sometimes difficult for cross-functional users to have a broad workflow approval actions across SAP applications quickly and efficiently. Today, it is user decision how to manage all those tasks in one of two ways, neither one completely efficient. The first way is to access every solution individually. This is challenging because of different user experience views, nomenclatures, which sometimes make the experience timely and inconvenient. The second way for accessing all those different tasks across SAP applications is via a well-known email exchanging approach. This is problematic as critical tasks buried in a mess of all email items, causing delays in approvals and inefficiencies. SAP, as a major company in providing business solutions, has a long history in developing task management applications across company portfolio. Let me provide you a quick historical overview. On the left-hand side, you see the universal work list delivered as part of SAP NetWeaver. The universal work list enables business users to access their work and relevant information in the enterprise portal. It collects tasks and notifications from multiple SAP providers in one list for common access. As a next step of technology evolution, SAP introduced MyInbox application. Based on SAP Fiori design and integrated in various infrastructures like SAP NetWeaver, SAP Business Suite, S/4HANA Cloud, S/4HANA On-Premise, SAP Cloud Platform, it quickly became a highly efficient product for task management within SAP. MyInbox let the customers make important decisions via mobile or desktop device anywhere and anytime. In result of expansion of product portfolio, SAP provided even wider line of business adoption for its customers. This expansion brought the challenge for business users to work with separate inboxes for every solution. On the diagram, you see the SAP Concur inbox, SAP Ariba inbox, SAP SuccessFactors inbox, and SAP Fieldglass inbox. I believe everybody would agree that working with so many dedicated inboxes is challenging and time-consuming. Now, let me present the solution of all those challenges, SAP Task Center. SAP Task Center enables business users to access their workflow tasks at one place by integrating tasks from multiple SAP applications. With its built-in cache, it provides high availability and better performance. But let's give Ivan the pleasure to review the key benefits of SAP Task Center later on. Intelligent Enterprise applies advanced technologies and best practices within agile and integrated business processes. This helps them to be more resilient, profitable, sustainable, and become best-run business. Let me go through the technology standards for the Intelligent Enterprise. On the diagram, you see the aspects of seamless user experience, like best-in-class UX across SAP applications with one central access point, which provides consistent user experience across SAP applications based on SAP Fiori design. Seamless cross-product navigation using standardized navigation patterns enables easy interaction between the products. Processing workflows in SAP Task Center across SAP applications is very efficient no matter of the underlying SAP application and technology. Unified customer experience by automatically provisioned and pre-installed applications reduces the implementation costs. Now, let me welcome Ivan, who is going to provide more details about SAP Task Center. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Georgi, for the introduction and the overview. Now I'd like to bring your attention to the technology standards for the SAP Task Center cloud service. First, the integration between SAP Task Center and all the various SAP solutions is using a harmonized data model. This data model defines what a task is, what a task definition is, what attributes the tasks have, and what responses could be executed on the different tasks. Stepping on this harmonized data model, the integration also works via aligned interfaces between the SAP Task Center and the various solutions, which allow task updates to get from the various solutions to the SAP Task Center central cache. Then for the SAP central cache is used the SAP HANA Cloud Service. for better performance and availability. The SAP Identity and Authentication Service is being used to bring into this integration single user identity across the solutions. And the automated provisioning helps to bring additional ease of use into the integration. Stepping on these standards, some of the benefits which result in this are reduced time spent by the approvers because they need to go into one central task center instead of navigating to various inboxes. And where there are critical items to be improved, those could be completed in a timely manner, which has a positive business impact. In addition, the approval process is improved with its quality because we have additional contextual data brought and machine learning incorporated into the process. Now I'd like to bring your attention to the vision we have for the SAP Task Center. You can see in this diagram the SAP Task Center service running on SAP Cloud Platform together with the SAP Identity and Authentication Service. On the left side, you can see the various SAP solutions like SAP SuccessFactors, Ariba, Fieldglass, Concur, and others. We also would like to bring in future the integration with third-party solutions. All of these solutions are integrated with the SAP Task Center with the already mentioned aligned interface and common data model. And the task updates are brought to the SAP Task Center via pull or push technology. Using the SAP Identity and Authentication Service is a prerequisite to have this integration working and to bring the single user identity in the picture. On the right side, you can see the various approvers who could work with the task from the SAP Task Center. They have one of three options to work on their tasks. First one is the SAP mobile application part of the SAP Task Center. It would allow approvals of tasks which could be approved from within a mobile application. Second option would be the SAP Fiori application, which is also part of the SAP Task Center, which allows approvals to be done from within a desktop. And we also foresee in future integration with third-party integrations in order to allow approvers to complete their tasks from a third-party system. Now, we'd like to show you a demo of the SAP Task Center, its Fiori and mobile applications. I would like to note that this demo is an older lab preview, and both UI and functionality would differ from the real SAP Task Center first released version.
Now I'm gonna walk you through a demo of SAP Task Center Fiori and mobile applications. We start with Tim. He's a client relationship partner and owns the relationship of 100+ projects currently going on across the portfolio. He spends most of his time on site with customers and on the road between engagements. Due to the nature of his job, he does not spend a lot of time in front of his computer with spare time for administrative tasks, although he knows that those are important to get business done and service his clients effectively. Today we find Tim racing out of a client site in New York City to catch his plane to Chicago for an engagement he has the next day. He requests Uber for the 15-minute ride from the office to the airport. Once inside, he realizes he has time to work through some of the approval requests while on the way to the airport. He pulls out his mobile device and opens up the SAP Task Center mobile app. Once in the mobile app, Tim can see across the top he has approvals from each of the different business units across the board. The first one that he sees is this $235 million high priority requisition request that clearly is standing out in a high priority because there's an anomaly with the dollar value there. So let's click into that We can see some details. Edward Lee raised it. It's for Sapphire order. I go look at the items and I go into the item. I can see that he's trying to purchase a display model for one of the booths, but there is clearly something wrong with that price at 235 million. I don't know where that got crossed or where Edward put the incorrect information, but we are going to go ahead and go back and send this to Ed and say, please check the dollar amount, because there is clearly something wrong. So we're going to go ahead and reject that, and then we'll move on to some of the other approvals that I have in here while we are in the Uber. So I got timesheet and I see we've got some quick hires for some developer work that we've got going on in the Atlanta office. If I go down here to this one, I can see we've got a billable timesheet at 24 hours. We're still within the work assignment day for the office in Atlanta. I can look at the hours and the dates which I need to approve for. If I go down here to understand that we have budget left, yet we had committed 208,000, we have 206,000 left. Everything looks good. We'll go ahead and approve that one. I move on to the next one that's a little bit more recent. This is for the same hire, $800 for Carol, and I can see it's still under the same contract in the same place. We just double check, make sure we still have budget. Budget's good, and we'll approve that one as well. I will see we have another requisition here. So this one is again Edward Lee for some IT equipment. Okay, if I look into that one, we see we've got some keyboards here. Everything looks in line. Dollar value looks in line with what we would expect for computer mouse and keyboard. Everything is good. We'll go ahead and approve that. Go to the expense reports. Going into the expense report, I can see two expense reports here. One, I can see an indicator that I've got an issue with that one. So let me start with the other one. So the other one's submitted by Rich Adams. It's for a business meal, has a receipt attached, looks good, looks reasonable. We'll go ahead and approve that one. Now we can come back to this one with the alerts. So when you click on one of those with the alert, your eyes are brought up to the top right hand side where I can see I have an issue with this. If I click on that issue, we can see that the cost for the taxi on this expense report is higher than normal. And we should maybe dive a little bit deeper into that. So I'm going to go get out of that, and I'm going to check that there's a taxi for $120. So if I look into that taxi receipt, I see it's in Seattle. It's a little higher than what we expect. Let me double check. I've got a taxi receipt there. The dollar value aligns. Everything looks good. So even though it's a little bit higher for that area, yeah, we'll go ahead and improve it. So now I've got two more left that I have to do. I see we're getting close to the airport. Let me see if I can go ahead and get one of those things done. We've got a time of request for Sashin, and let's see what this is. It's for jury duty. For 1 day, that's reasonable. Okay, I see 1 day, 8 hours. This is good. I'll be pulling up to the airport now, so I'm going to go ahead and approve that. I realize I have 2 more requests to approve still. Hopefully I have time to get to those when I'm on the airport or the plane. Now that Tim settled in on the plane, opened up his laptop and connected it to the airport or the airplane Wi-Fi, he's logged in and gotten into his SAP Task Center Fiori application to finish out the approval items that were waiting for him that he couldn't complete in the car. Now, what's awesome about this is that there is a synchronization between the mobile and the Fiori apps, so he can see the jury leave and the PO, which were there in the mobile app that he couldn't complete. But you also can see that there's a new PO and vacation requests that have come into the approval process in the time that he was getting on the car and going on to the airplane. So now he can get into each of these items and go directly into those workflow applications via deep link in order to make these approvals on the plane. So the first one we'll look at is the jury leave. So what this is doing is this is deep linking me back into the SuccessFactors application, taking me into that workflow so I can see the details and information about the transaction to make a decision that I can approve or reject. So here we can see we're in the SuccessFactors application. I've got the jury leave request, so actually I had to do another day pending 8 hours, going to go ahead and go down here and approve. Workflow has been approved successfully, so we can click out of that and go back to our Task Center app. Now if we refresh, we'll see that the task is no longer there. Great. So now we want to go through the vacation request. Again, going to deep link, back into the SuccessFactors system. Now, different to the jury duty request, what we're going to see is we have a balance because now they're asking for vacation after jury duty is over. They want 1 day vacation. They have enough in the balance. I have no issues with the date they're asking for, and we'll go ahead and approve that one as well. Now we can take our focus to the purchase order request. So I want to go ahead and come in here. Now instead it's deep linking me back into the S4 application and going to again give me contextual data around that PO. Who is requesting it? How much am I looking for? What do they ask you to approve? What's the work type? So we see we've got a standard PO for DEFRA Consulting, the company code, purchase org. These all look good, in line with what they should be. We have a clear understanding of the quantity and the price and the total value that I'm being asked to approve. I don't see any issues here. So we'll go ahead and approve that one. That's processed. We can go close out and can go finish our last approval purchase order. Back into the S4 system, waiting for my values. I see there is another one for DEFRA Consulting, a different engagement, different consulting number, different values. Still everything looks in line. We will approve that request as well. Close out of that application, do one final refresh, just to assure that all the tasks are gone. Now we see all of our tasks are complete. Now Tim can go get some rest before his plane lands in Chicago.
Hello everybody again, and now that you've seen the demo of the SAP Task Center, I would like to show you in a bit more technical details how the whole integration works. First, let's have a look at how the integration works with the Fiori application of SAP Task Center. There are numbered steps here which would help us go through the whole flow from end to the finish. In the first step, you can see when tasks are being created or updated at application site, then these updates are propagated to the SAP Task Center service via step 2, which is having pull or push methods to bring those updates. For the pull technology, the SAP Destination Service is used. This means that there needs to be a destination configuration pointing to the application. And when SAP Task Center discovers such new destination configuration, it triggers the so-called initial pull, which is a background job which fetches all the tasks for all users which have been modified in the past 3 months and stores them into the SAP Task Center service cache. Once this initial pull is over, a delta pull is triggered, which is also a background job and runs on each 30 seconds to get new task updates and bring them into the cache. In step 3, the approver logs on to the Fiori application and reads his or her tasks. When the approver decides to work on one of those tasks, via step 4, with a deep link, the task UI is opened directly at the application site. Then the approver could complete the task directly at the application. Then this update could be considered again as step 1, and the whole process starts over again. Now let's have a look at how the integration with the mobile application actually works. Steps 1, 2, and 3 work the same way like in the last slide. The difference with the mobile application comes with this, that the mobile application supports only a subset of the approvals, which could be approved within mobile application because there is a limited information which could be shown. Then with step 4, when the approver decides to work on a task, she can select this task and read contextual data for this task. And based on this contextual data, she can complete the task via step 5 directly from within the mobile application. Then this again is considered as a task update, and we are back in the circle to step 1. Now that we've seen how the integration works on a more technical level, let's have a look at the timelines we have for the SAP Task Center. The first version of SAP Task Center was released at the end of 2019 and continued through 2020. This was the beta release, and it was a limited release, meaning it was available for only a limited number of customers. It included the SAP Fiori application, and the integration was working with SAP SuccessFactors solutions and SAP Cloud Platform Workflow Management Service. The next version, in Q4 2020 and Q1 2021, we would bring single user identity into the picture. Then we would also bring integration of SAP Fiori up into the SAP Cloud Platform Launchpad. As you've seen during the demo, we also bring the SAP mobile application, which supports direct actions and showing contextual data. In this version, only selected approval scenarios from the solutions are supported. And you can see the supported solutions: SAP S/4HANA Cloud, SAP SuccessFactors, SAP Ariba, SAP Concur, SAP Fieldglass, and SAP Cloud Platform Workflow Management. The general availability release is scheduled for Q2 in 2021. There, we plan to bring expansion of the approval task scenarios across the various applications. We would also work on expanding the task details and direct actions from within the SAP Fiori application. We also would work on bringing additional contextual data there. We would like to also work on simplifying the setup and having a deeper integration of SAP Cloud Platform Launchpad. With this, the SAP Task Center specific information in this session is complete. I would like to encourage you to also have a look at related SAP TechEd sessions, like taking integration to the next level and update on SAP's integration strategy. You might also have a look at other sessions like suite qualities, key ingredients to an integrated intelligent enterprise. You might also like to have a look at building a workflow from scratch with SAP Cloud Platform Workflow Management. For more information on the different SAP solutions, you could have a look at our public SAP websites. We would like to also encourage you to continue your learning experience leveraging the SAP Learning Hub, which provides the opportunity to continue your learning journey, to get content specific to SAP SAP TechEd, or gain access to SAP experts in special live sessions and much, much more. Thank you for attending this session and for your interest into the SAP Task Center topic. Thank you.
you.